Hey, Facebook family. We are here following some breaking news tonight. I want to just see if I can get here to my screen to go over. I'll allow some of you all to join me as we go through some of these breaking developments that we are following. Thank you for joining me, working through this new information that's coming into the newsroom even as we speak. Facebook family, just want you to see some of the images that we are seeing coming in tonight from Minneapolis. Thank you so much for joining us. Here we are live with you tonight as we are following some breaking news. Another night of violent protests across the nation, especially in Minneapolis. This is in regards to the police incident where a man lost his life. And we are seeing just these unbelievable images coming into us from Minneapolis. As you join us, Facebook family, just follow along with me as we try and work through some of the breaking developments that we are seeing even as we speak. I'm waiting for others to join us. Here's what we know. The Minneapolis Police have evacuated all staff in their 3rd precinct shortly after 10 p.m. local time. They say in the interest of safety of our personnel. They say that protesters forcibly entered the building and have ignited several fires. A fire appears to have engulfed about half of the building, and that with the crowds of protesters outside cheering and setting off firecrackers and fireworks. We're told that more than 500 National Guard soldiers are heading to Minneapolis and St. Paul. The National Guard says that they've activated those 500 soldiers for surrounding communities. Their mission is to protect life, preserve property, and the right to peacefully demonstrate. A key objective is to ensure fire departments are able to respond to the calls. Of course, this is a developing story that we're following as we speak, but again, a very violent night. You see some of the images coming in right now. As you're watching, I do want to tell you that I am getting some reaction from law enforcement here in California. We are hearing from law enforcement who tell us that they felt the need to release a statement tonight, saying that this is something that they wanted to get on the record for, to acknowledge that they understand that there is a lot of hurt, but also calling for calm at this time. So if you just take a look, I want to go through what we know so far. We are expecting to hear from the president of the California Police Officers Association tonight. He will be joining me on Late News tonight at 11. He'll be walking through some of the things he wants folks to know right here. And I'm also hearing from the Peace Officers Research Association of California. They have just released a statement. I'll read you what we have. The loss of life is always tragic, and the incident in Minneapolis has damaged the trust in our nation's law enforcement agencies. The role of peace officers is to protect and serve the citizens of their community. Sadly, what we saw in the video was a man in distress crying for help. Mr. George Floyd did not need to die. This is a statement coming in to us tonight from the California peace officers. As peace officers, we are held to a higher standard, and rightfully so. The incident is not consistent with the missions and goals of our profession. Unfortunately, the act of these officers reverberates throughout the entire law enforcement community. We are all sickened by what we saw. We understand the frustration and anger after an incident of this magnitude, but we implore the community members to gather in peaceful protests and denounce the destruction of property, private and local businesses. Again, this is coming in right now as we speak, as you're looking at some of the images that we are seeing. That statement coming from the Peace Officers Research Association of California. And so, as we work through this information tonight, again, the Minneapolis Police Department saying that they have evacuated all staff in their 3rd precinct shortly after 10 p.m. local time in the interest of safety of personnel. Protesters forcibly entered the building and have ignited several fires. A fire appears to have engulfed about half of the building, with a crowd of protesters outside cheering. We're told that more than 500 National Guard soldiers are heading to Minneapolis Minneapolis and St. Paul, that they are there to protect life, preserve property, and the right to peacefully demonstrate. They say a key objective is to ensure fire departments are able to respond to calls. Again, we are working this breaking news story as we speak. We are also expecting to hear from the president of the California Police Officers Association. He'll be joining us tonight on Late News Tonight at 11. But again, law enforcement leaders here in California releasing a statement saying they understand that there is anger in the community after the death, but asking for people to be peaceful, asking for people not to destroy property, asking for people to exercise their right to peacefully protest, but to please do so safely. Again, that coming from the Peace Officers Research Association of California. And so this is a story that we are going to be following throughout the night. Join us tonight at 11 on Late News Tonight as we hear from law enforcement leaders across the state of California as they say, look, we understand this is something that has caused a great deal of controversy. This is something that is very hurtful, especially in the African American community. This is something that people feel they need to express themselves on. They're not saying that they don't understand that, but they're asking for calm, asking for people not to destroy property. And so, join us tonight at 11, wanting to give you a quick update on the news that we had coming in as we speak. And then we'll also be sharing the live images with you right here on Facebook throughout the evening as well. But this is going to be a long night for members of the law enforcement community and for families across this country. And so I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. We look forward to seeing you tonight at 11.